just taking one possession at a time. Prepare for the game. Just normal stuff. It's nothing. You're not gonna do a lot of things differently. You're just gonna do it a little harder, a little more consistent. Preparation obviously it's a little deeper and things like that. So just kind of put out there the way you prepare the whole year for this. So it's not that complicated.
You've had some series against the Spurs, Kawhi and Danny.
Yeah.
When Kawhi is locked in defensively, how does that change a team's offense?
It can screw up a lot of things when you go try to attack him. He covers a lot of ground, obviously, and it's hard to, you don't know, put him on the ball. It's hard. Put him away from the ball. He's really good at reading and kind of understanding what the offense is trying to get and disrupting things. But it's a team effort. I mean, I think we all going to have to be locked in defensively, and that's something that we can rely on this team. I think everybody's mindset defensively is on the same page, and that I think it's one of our biggest strengths for sure.
Do you think you've, I don't want to say reached the peak defensively, but have you seen how good this team can be defensively during your time here?
Yeah. I think for stretches. We used to have one thing in Memphis that we called, stops on demand, and you can see here that same mindset where everybody's just like, you're locking in and getting stops when needed and finishing possessions, and you have guys that can make plays defensively. You have guys that can cover and scheme. A lot of guys that can switch into anybody. So you have a lot of tools. So that's a good thing.
Your defensive intensity ramp up in the postseason? Or is it fair to say, is it your intensity, or it's just because you can focus so much on one team?
Your concentration, your discipline, staying locked in. I think there's not as much things out of control that you in the playoffs. I think everything it's pre-predicted, and you can understand what the other team is trying to do in every possession. So you can really lock into their scheme and their tendencies, and you have a lot of time to talk about it with your teammates and coaches. So preparation obviously key. You understand how the other team is going to play you. Game one, first possession, second possession, and then the adjustment they make, the adjustment you make. Just battle, go out there, play with the mindset of going out there and be aggressive on both ends of the floor, and let the best team win.
Now being on a team that has legitimate championship aspirations for first time in a couple of years for you, does it make it more fun, more exciting, more? How does it make it?
To me, it's always been about basketball, and that's what makes me happy right now. It's having fun on the floor, and for me, fun is not laughing and smiling and throwing up 25 shots. To me, having fun is doing your job. It's making your team being the best out there and winning games. That's what is fun to me. It's creating a good game plan, going out there and executing, and not allowing the other team to do what they want to do. So that's fun to me. It may not be what's fun for everybody, but it's what's fun to me. So yeah, I guess being in a team like this what allows you to do those things, and everybody being on the same page. It's really fun.
Is the fun kind of sacrificing maybe personal goals for team accomplishments?
My personal goals are completely tied to team accomplishments.
But some athletes aren't.
Yeah, well, but I can't control what other athletes have in mind. I can only control what I have in my mind, and my personal goals and are only attached to the team goals. So I guess that's a good thing for me.
Marc, what kind of challenges do Orlando present in the front court with Vucevic, Isaacs?
Yeah, they have a lot of length. They do a great job of taking away the pain. They have a couple triggers on the guards. They're very talented, and they do a good job. They're well coached. They have some experience, I think, but not at the same level, which I don't think, obviously is relevant, but once you come down to blows, it's different. Experience out the window is about, executing and connecting those punches. So, and a matter of staying disciplined on the schemes, and they're going to go in the run, we're going to go in the run. It's continued. It's like next play until the game is over. It should be, it should be fun. I mean, it should be a good, fun series. They're a good team. Like you said, very long, athletic, and they disrupt a lot of things in the paint. So we have to be ready to attack once, twice, maybe 3 times, and get ready to take the open shot.
What do you think of the way Vucevic has kind of evolved as an offensive player this year?
He has, very complete package. He's a guy that both ways goes, can drive right, obviously because he's right-handed, but goes left just as well. Uses both left around the basket, shoots the ball from deep, mid-range. I mean, pretty complete package. Rebounds the ball, unselfish. Really good screener. So, like I said, it's a lot of things he can do.
When you came here, it seemed like you really wanted to facilitate plays for other teams, other players. The Magic are sort of a team that will let the center shoot a bit more.
Okay.
Are you ready to sort of be more aggressive within the shot?
Yeah, you have to take what's there, and we'll see, depending on what you do, if you pop in a rolling, depending on how they play those actions. You have to be ready. If you're the guy that it's open, take that shot. Then if not, try the defense and create a shot for somebody else. They do a great job using their length in the paint. They late switch some of the stuff sometimes, depending on how the game goes. But they pretty consistent with their schemes, at least for the games that we played them. Obviously, in playoffs is a little bit different. There's going to be adjustments made from first quarter to second quarter. Obviously, game one to game two. So you just have to be ready and take what's there.
Marc, this is a team that has a playoff history. They haven't made it as far as they wanted to, and I'm sure you're aware of it. But at the same time, you, Kawhi, Danny, you haven't lived it in the same way some of these other guys have. Is that sort of the added benefit of having a team with some newer players that for you guys it's not necessarily about playoff redemption,
It's irrelevant about what happened in the past, or what it's about game one against the Magic, and we'll go from there. First quarter, jump ball, let's go, and then after game one, you'll make adjustments to game two, and then one game at a time till you hit 16. And that's all that really matters. So I think if you do that, it's a lot easier to process than just trying to think about what happened in the past years, previous teams. It's irrelevant. It's going all out from game one, and one game at a time, getting better step by step, and trying to get 16 wins. I think that's going to be the mindset for us.
Marc, you play basketball in a lot of different situations, a lot of different countries. What have you learned about the fans here in Toronto and in Canada? Just how much this playoff series means?
Obviously, they're all watching, and they all, cheering for us, and that's a very positive thing, and that's all we need, them to be supportive and cheering and have our backs, and, we know they're going to do that from, inside the arena, from the outside the arena. We can feel that, so, that's all great things.
What does the loss of OG do to you guys at such a late point in the preparation for the playoffs?
I mean, OG just gives you a lot of things, because he's, kind of a Swiss knife. He can give you a lot of stuff, defensively, offensively. He's a really, unique player. So not having him, you don't have him, so you can't worry about it no more. It's about the next guy and who's gonna fill in that gap, and just be ready. It's you cannot worry about the guys that you don't have. You can't. It's just a waste of time.
Danny, you and Kawhi obviously come here with championship level experience, Marc into a conference finals. In addition to all the things that you guys bring on the court, how much do you think that experience can help kind of take this team to the next level?
I think a ton. Especially with the fact that we have a lot of young guys outside of that group that you're talking about. And, so new coaching staff, everybody trying to fill each other out, lineups, injuries coming in and out. I think the experience is going to play a huge part in kind of getting us over that hump, hopefully, and keeping us locked in. we'll only know when the games come out, so when the games are played. But we were hoping that that experience will help us, a huge amount, and keeping this team locked in.
You've been here now long enough to know that there's a playoff history in this series that fans are thinking about going into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that you're aware of that you haven't lived through. It's not
Mm-hmm.
your history. Is that sort of an added benefit for all you guys that are newer here, that this isn't about playoff redemption for you? This is a blank slate.
I think so, but for the most part, regardless of that, we're all competitive, by nature, competitive athletes, competitive people, regardless of where we are. Obviously, there's other guys that were here years prior have a little more chip on their shoulder from redemption of playing the teams that they lost to in the past. But we all want to win. We all want to, get to that stage. I've been there, once or twice. I've been on that stage, but only won once. Some guys have never been there before, and I know how hard it is to get back there. So we want to, all continue to obviously do better, win, and that's why we play the sport. We love to compete, but I said, regardless at the end of the day if it's redemption or not, I think we all have a winning mental attitude, competitive attitude, and some of us is a fresh start for some of us, but some of us, have other motivations or other tools that may help, hopefully drive them to come in with more anger, more attitude, or just more discipline, be more focused because of the experiences they had. We use the same experiences too from the past and other organizations, so it's no different. We've lost before, and only one team is happy end of the year, and I've only been there one time. So,
Danny, you're sensing a sense of optimism for the people who have been here before, in that LeBron has always been the person to take down Toronto, take down the Eastern, anybody in the East. Now that path is clear without them. Is there a different sense here?
I don't think we'll come in here anyway, me and Kawhi, we don't think like, oh, we have to get through LeBron, even if he was here or not. But the fact that he's not here, I think the whole East is thinking it's wide open and up for grabs for anybody. Obviously, you got a player like that, of that nature, in your conference or in your coast, it's tough to get past, him and his team, because he always has his team playing at a high level. But so regardless of that, I think everybody in the East thinks it's wide open to have a shot to actually get to that final stage. It's really the team that's going to be most disciplined, executes the best. Is I think the team that's going to get there.
Is there any similar qualities that you see in this group, whether it's on or how they're approaching the game, to those teams that you went to the finals with?
Yeah, I think we're just very versatile. I said earlier in the year, obviously before the trades happened, we traded quite a few guys away, but I thought we were like one of the most talented, deepest teams that I've been a part of. Obviously that's changed a little bit because of the trades and guys moving and things like that. But now I think we have a little more experience. I think we're still a very talented group, the most talented group of guys that I've been with in a while. So I see the similarities in versatility where most guys can play, 1 through 4, 1 through 5, can switch, guard, and pass and see the floor. Kind of like I said in San Antonio, we had those passing bigs that can move and switch out and play great basketball. So I think in that sense it was very similar.
Danny, you've seen Kawhi lock in for a playoff series.
Mm-hmm.
What is that like, and what can he do to a series where a team game after game that maybe don't get as much of a flavor of in the regular season and the game can just roll in?
Well, I think it's easier for any player to lock in just on one team and on one series, game by game. You have a couple of days in between the rest, and you just play your best each time you step on the floor. Obviously you want to do that for 82, but it's extremely hard. But to see him lock in, obviously we know he's going to bring to the table offensively. I'm excited to see how he locks in defensively, but he can raise his game on that level for us to where we're going to be one of the better defensive teams on the floor. Him, Marc, Pascal, just our length and versatility, like I spoke earlier. Guys be able to switch down the line, rebound, and raise that intensity up on that end of the floor and be able to communicate. I think that's the biggest key of getting to that stage. I said usually the best defensive teams are the ones that make it there for a reason, because sometimes you're gonna have great shooting nights and sometimes you're not. But if you play defense, you give yourself a chance.
Danny, you've been north of the border now for a year.
Mm-hmm.
What have you learned about the fans here and just how much this playoff run means, considering what's happened in the last couple of years?
They're very, very fanatical. They're very passionate about the game. I've seen it's grown quite a bit over the years. Their love for the game of basketball. Obviously, known for hockey, lacrosse, but basketball is right up there now. I see the pictures in the hallway of Jurassic Park of how crazy it is, and I hear how loud it's going to get. Everywhere I go, people yelling, "Good luck in the play." I see how much they're taking it just as serious as we are, and getting ready for this play. You would think that they're playing, but it's a lot of fun to be a part of. The atmosphere, I think, is going to be great, and we're going to need it. That's one reason why we were fighting so much for home court. Now that we got home court for most of the playoffs, I think it'll be a huge help to have our fans there because of how great of intensity and atmosphere that they provide for us.
And following that, tomorrow's being called Super Saturday because so many Toronto teams are playing.
Okay.
Do you think that this is going to overshadow Game 1 for you guys, or are you happy to share the spotlight with other Toronto?
I haven't really thought about it much. I don't think we care about sharing spotlight, but we know there's a lot of people in the country, and I think there's a lot of love to be spread for every one of the teams that are playing, and a lot of support. So regardless of who's playing what days, we know that all of Canada's behind us and behind them, and we support them as much as we can. But we just want to play basketball and play it to the best of our ability, continue to get better as we're playing it, because we know that even if we may beat this team, we still have next level, next stage to where we have to be better, because every team in the league is still trying to get better as well.
We just saw the news about OG. Have you spoken to him or anything?
Yeah, I spoke to him yesterday. Briefly texted him, asked him how everything was going before I had the live podcast, and then after, and he told me about the news. And he's had a rough year, so it sucks. Feel for the guy, and we know he's an important piece, important part of what we do every day here. And we're gonna need him at some point, so we wishing him a speedy recovery. Hopefully he gets well, and hopefully get a chance to see him and visit him and see how things are going. But he's a tough kid mentally. I know he'll bounce back.
Danny, in Orlando, you're playing a team that is one of the league's hottest for the last 2 months of the season. In your experience, does that impact when you move into the playoffs?
No. It's a new season. It doesn't matter what your series matchup was or whatever it is throughout the season. If you were 0-4 or 4-0 against a team, it's a totally different scenario. There could have been injuries during that time. There could have been, scheduled 3 and 4 nights or early game, whatever it may be. All that is irrelevant. Everything that's happened up until this point. And so teams that were hot could go cold. Teams that are cold can easily get hot. And it's all about the teams that pretty much stay the healthiest, and that said mentally lock in and for the longest and execute and put all the intensity and hard work they need into on the floor for every possession.
But how do you size Orlando up as an opponent?
They're very good. They've given us some troubles, as you've seen, even throughout the season. So we know, regardless of it, they're a playoff team. You can't take any playoff team lightly. You can't take any team lightly in this league. But we're in the playoffs now. It's win or go home. So do we want to win or we want to go home? If we want to win, we got to come up, step to the plate, continue to be better, do better, and can try to grow and take on this team seriously, every team seriously.
On top of all the things you obviously bring on the court, how much does that experience that you guys bring help take this team over the hump?
What hump?
Take the next step in the playoffs.
This team been to the conference finals as well. Just playing and just giving our experience. That's all we could do. Just whatever we've been through, and just combine it with what they've been through, and then try to, either stop a play or make plays out on the floor.
Kawhi, sort of looking back at the last 6 months in the load management program, has it accomplished what you wanted it to accomplish? How do you feel sort of going into the playoff? Do you like the way it was handled by the team, by your professionals, et cetera?
I said it numerous of times. We did a good job. Nothing flared up or got worse the way I'm feeling today. So I feel like we did a great job.
Why else do you value this time of year? You said during regular seasons, it's all about practicing, it's all about preparing, but you're here in the playoffs. What does it mean to you as a competitor?
Pretty much every game's matters. You're closer to your goal, and you really have to buy in and win games. So, that's what I value the most, just being closer, and every game means something to a certain point. I was rehabbing. Of course. I mean, said it before. I mean, you're in the NBA to play games, and, you know, no player wants to be sitting out with an injury, and, you know, it's frustrating. So you start to miss even the, you know, negative things about the game, just about, you know, how I felt missing shots or coming off a bad game, and just being around players on the team. But, you know, we're here now, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
Kawhi, do you do anything special before a playoff game?
No. It's the same game. Just putting playoffs in front of it.
We know how invested you are in the game, but how invested do you feel in Toronto going into the playoffs?
I mean, I'm playing for the city, so Toronto Raptors, so that's my investment. I'm just trying to win games, that's it.
Well, how much do you think the experience that you bring, Danny brings, Marc brings, how much of a factor is that to what you guys are trying to accomplish when you add that to the experience that many Raptors already have as well?
I mean, I just talked about it, really. You know, I guess you're going to have just, you know, a core group on the floor that's been in those moments, know what to expect. But it's just always different once you're, you know, with new players, new coach, new team, and, you know, schemes are different. But, you know, us playing out there, like I said, if, you know, the experience is based off like your mistakes and what have worked in the past. So that's all we could do is share the stories and, you know, be in a moment at that time and make sure each of us talk up.
Nick was saying he thinks you might even have another year as good as your year has been with in a playoff situation. You still have more to bring.
I mean, with the playoffs, you're playing the same team, and you're probably playing more minutes. Focus level is there, so, you know, you might shoot a better percentage than you playing an 82-game season. So that's where it comes from, I guess, just wanting to win and, you know, the shorter period of games and more minutes. I mean, it's always been a focus throughout the whole year. Can't start now, so I've been talking about defense since the first game.
You played with some really good playoff teams. Where does this team rank among playoff teams?
It's not over yet, so I don't know.
What do you think? How do you rate this team going into?
I feel like we're good. I mean, we're second in the West, so, I mean, it just pretty much, I mean, second in the East, so it's pretty much out there right now. I mean, they're showing you where we rank, but we'll see after either we win or where we fall after the playoffs is over.
Are you still talking to Serge?
You said what?
Are you still talking to Serge?
Why wouldn't I be?
How we doing? Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you. Fire away. Go ahead.
OG, what are you going to do?
I don't know yet, Doug. You know, obviously think about, you know, the rotations and matchups, et cetera. I haven't quite come to all those conclusions yet. I take the rest of today, obviously, and tomorrow before I get there. But my first thoughts is what a bad, you know, break for him, right? Just you know, bizarre timing and doesn't even happen on the basketball court or has nothing to do with it. So I feel bad for him. Obviously, I think you know, he's had a difficult year, but just in the last 10 to 12 days, I feel like he was in a really good space. You know, just he's starting to move around a little better, feel a little better about himself. I think he was really looking forward to kind of putting that chopped up regular season that he had behind him and kind of getting a fresh start here with the playoffs, and now he won't get that chance.
I'm just, I guess with Aaron Gordon, like, he would have been a pretty good matchup potentially.
Yeah, this is a team with a lot of size and length, right? And OG's one of our size and length guys. So obviously it's gonna, we're gonna miss him, and this is a really good team for him to be out there for. So. Yeah, we're just gonna have to, figure it out from there what we're gonna do. Hang on just a second, I got a phone call.
Nick, one day before the playoffs start, what are the conversations that you're having with your players?
Today was just, some more prep stuff. We kind of had it planned out how we were gonna work on things. Yesterday we did a pretty extensive segment on their offensive sets. Today was more of their set pieces and special teams type of things. I don't know. We're just coaching them pretty normally, right? We've just played this team. We've played this team 4 times. No big conversations at all. We know it's a long way to go here. I don't think any. This is kind of what we've been trying to build towards. I don't think there's any need for any special conversations at this point. We'll wait and let's see how the series plays out.
What's it like preparing for a playoff series when you're trying to implement a game plan with Kawhi Leonard and with Marc Gasol and with Danny Green and obviously Kyle, pretty player, experienced player? I mean, how much simpler a process is it, or what's been like?
Well, we alluded a little bit to that yesterday about these guys have been around, right? There's experienced guys. There's some toughness there. There's some IQ there, and I think you prepare them the way you'd prepare them, but they grasp it pretty quickly. I think they have a really good understanding of what's getting ready to come at them here. So again, nothing really all that. Different, but I think that it goes quicker, and they understand it. They have some good questions. They have some thoughts, maybe a little bit more than a young group would. We just listen and try to work through the ideas and thoughts together.
Mike Babcock said that he liked playing the second night because he got a chance to watch the first day and the reminder of how the intensity goes up. But imagine with you guys having been sitting where you're going to finish for so long, this couldn't come soon enough. Are you happy playing on opening day?
Yeah, I mean, I think with us finishing on Tuesday especially, I think you can kind of sense our guys are ready to play, at practice today. And you're right, I think it's exciting for all of us, and just imagine how our players must feel, right? It's exciting for us all to see the playoff intensity arrive, right? And I think our guys are equally or probably the most excited.
Coach, I know you're focused on this upcoming series with Orlando, but from a fan's perspective, it's pretty easy to jump ahead and say the East is wide open. LeBron's not here anymore. He's been the biggest problem to your clubs in the past. How do you approach that with your players and keeping those sort of emotions in check?
Yeah, there hasn't been a whole lot of looking forward or talking about it. I think I agree with you. I mean, it's not that I don't sense the talk about the East. I think it's great. I'm not sure. I guess we're going to find out here, but I'm not sure if it's made it better or worse with LeBron gone, right? I think there's a lot of teams that said, man, let's go all in here. And there really a lot of talent in the East, and that's why everybody's talking about it.
You're wearing the Leafs hat. Did you have a chance to watch the game yesterday?
I did. Mike gave it to me before. It was nice of him. He wished me luck in the playoffs and left a couple some Leafs swag in my office the other night, so thought I'd rep them today, and yeah, they were great last night.
And how do you feel about sharing, game one of the first round with the Leafs? They're going to be playing on the same day?
I think it's awesome. I think we ought to all be thankful and grateful and excited that we're both playing. I think it's awesome for the city.
Knowing the playoff history here, does it help to have guys in Marc, Kawhi, Danny that didn't live it, that don't care about LeBron James and the sweeps and all of that stuff, that instead of playoff redemption, like this is a blank slate for them and a blank slate for you guys?
Yeah, I think the best thing, Josh, is nobody in our circle, in this building, and not very many people around are trying to live in playoff past. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about LeBron. Nobody's talking about anything. We are a new team, really. We've had a good regular season. I think I loved what Kyle said yesterday. Somebody asked him if this was the best Raptor team, and he said, I don't know yet. And neither do I, and neither do any of you. This is what we're here for. It's what we're going to show up for tomorrow, is to find out if this group of guys, which has shown great promise, they've shown great togetherness, they've shown some unbelievable talent, they've defended, they've hit the open man. Let's see if they can continue to do that.
Because of how solid they are defensively and how Steve Clifford, harps on that end in the half court, they're pretty good in transition defense too. But do you put more of an emphasis on trying to create stuff in transition than you would against certain other teams?
I mean, it'll be somewhat of a focal point, Eric. Again, if the defensive transition seems to improve in general in the playoffs, right? There's just not a whole lot of messing around in the backcourt that you'll see sometimes, like stabs in the backcourt or guys fake hustling for an offensive rebound. They have no chance to get, that stuff stops, pretty much around the league. But, we play with this get it up the floor, throw ahead mentality, and we will want to explore that. I don't expect to come out of here with 30 points in transition tomorrow, but we're going to certainly try to explore getting the ball up the floor with our throw-ahead passing and all that kind of stuff. And again, maybe we don't get, the Pascal throw-ahead layup dunks, but maybe we get him ahead and we get a cross match, and that's, again, serves a purpose. So we're gonna do our thing.
I think you said part of why you coached back in summer league was to shake off rust.
Yeah.
To get comfortable. With the time that's passed now, how are you feeling about yourself?
I feel good. I think I was expecting a lot more rust, to be honest with you. I felt it in the summer league a little bit, but I've told you guys early in the year, I felt really comfortable out there from pretty much the beginning. There's always room for improvement, right? And I'm looking forward to these playoffs, but I'm also, I'm just like a player almost. I look at it just like a player that when this season's over, I've got some ideas of how I can get better, and I'm looking forward to digging into those things. So, but for the most part, I feel good, feel comfortable. I think we got a really good rapport. I've noticed late game timeouts, how easy the conversation's flowing back and forth between myself and the players, and again, it's a heck of a group of guys to coach, and I recognize that, but it's been really good so far.
Share any of those things you're trying to improve?
Me? Yeah, we'll share them later.
This season, Danny spent a lot of time on the opposition's top wing scorer, and Kawhi not quite as much. Without giving away your game plan, does that change at all in the playoffs? Do you like Kawhi roaming a bit more and being able to help off the ball, or is it just matchup dependent?
Well, I think the first answer to that, Eric, is I think you'll see a number of matchups, right? I think you'll see, and with them as well, they like to put Augustine on Danny, right? We like to put Danny on Augustine sometimes, which isn't probably natural at all, anybody to expect that to be a matchup, but that'll be happening probably tomorrow night. I can see us, I think, again, with their size, Kawhi's going to have to guard some of their fours or their big threes. Gordon's a good natural matchup for him, but I could also see Kawhi on Terrence Ross at times. I think that's what you're alluding to. Yeah, so, I think you'll just see a lot of stuff. It's a playoff game, man, that the chess pieces move quite a bit, and I think you'll see that again starting tomorrow.
How's Patrick doing, Nick? How close or far away is he?
He's pretty good, right? I know he's up for another evaluation here this afternoon, so we might have a better idea. But we're hoping maybe next week that he's back and playing, and we could certainly now really use him. If he could fill a little bit of that void that OG's situation has created.